I decided to run a tournament to figure out who everybody's favorite StarCraft character is in my Discord. If you're interested in voting in it, then check out the link in the description and you'll be able to probably get in for groups 2, 3, and whatever until we're done. The way that it works is that every character in the StarCraft franchise that is from the campaigns is put into groups of 4 people. You can vote for any number of them that you want, and then at the end of the time limit, the 2 with the most votes advance, and the 2 with the least votes are eliminated. It's a pretty simple system, and it has been a lot of fun and sparked a lot of debate so far. I really like it. So I wanted to go over the various groups and just talk about what has happened so far in this tournament. As the first round has now ended, half of the characters have been eliminated. So who did well? Who didn't? Let's see. In group number 1, it was a slaughter. Arcturus Manx got 116 votes, outclassing everybody else combined. The queen that you can see on the top left-hand side with 43 votes, the second place person, is Neadra, the queen who took over the Protoss vessel in Heart of the Swarm. The old Conclave member Aldaris really got crushed here with only 28 votes, probably because he's a stubborn racist, and Mohandar, who only appears in Utter Darkness as a Void Ray, only got 24. Group number 2 was actually pretty contested between the top 2, but the bottom ones got completely wrecked. The Cerebrate in the top left is Zaz, who his entire character concept consists of being stabbed by the character who has 116 votes, Zeratul. Zeratul taking this one very cleanly. Phoenix from StarCraft 1 and Brood War taking second place with a very nice 101 votes, and then Yagdra, unfortunately just not a particularly interesting character to people, even though everyone in my Twitch chat is always asking what gender he is, or she is. Only 8 votes. What a shame. Group number 3 was actually fairly interesting to me. Dahaka with 92 votes is pretty formidable, and then in second place with only 65 was Sarah Kerrigan. I was really shocked at how few votes Kerrigan got as a character, given that she's one of the most important, maybe the most important character in the franchise. Really, really crazy stuff. Going full waifu mode is Celendis with 49 votes, and then unfortunately, who is that? Oh man, I'm not running with a script right now. Oh, I really should be. This is off the cuff and I shouldn't be. Nyon, that's his name. Nyon, the Protoss Executor of the Tal'Darim during Wings of Liberty, who is not even given a name during the campaign. He's just called Protoss Executor. Unfortunately, only 8 votes for this guy. Not nearly as interesting as Alarak. Group 4 only has 3 people in it because unfortunately the number of StarCraft characters is not divisible by 4. It was a pretty hotly contested group, though the vote counts weren't that high. Gabriel Tosh absolutely taken it with 79 votes, and then maybe the biggest upset in the entire tournament, Mira Han with 62 votes knocks out Artanis in the first round. Crazy stuff. I did not expect one of the 3 most important characters to be eliminated. Group number 5 is another kind of stomp. 110 votes going to Alarak. Everybody loves that guy. Abathur, one of the most popular characters in Heart of the Swarm, continuing to keep that momentum up with 86 votes. Horace Warfield, I've never really heard people say too many bad things about Warfield. However, he's not also the most interesting character. He felt like someone there could have been more development for, and unfortunately, they just didn't give it to him. They killed him off instead. And then, hilariously, with a measly 3 votes, absolutely horrible, it's Amon, the main antagonist of StarCraft. Wow, that is bad. Group number 6 is maybe the most stacked group. In the first round, most of the groups have a couple throwaway characters that nobody really likes, and then a couple characters that are default winners. This one had 3 fairly solid characters and my favorite waifu. Alexei Stukov carrying it with 117 votes. Very, very popular character. I think one of the very few characters that has been brought back from the dead in any franchise that people are just really happy about. I think they did him well and people seem to agree. Second place is Rory Swan with Flamin' Betty. Unfortunately, is not a named character in this tournament, so I think he's getting the Betty vote, you know? Matt Horner, a little bit bland and boring. Getting a solid 58 votes, that's nothing to scoff at, but unfortunately, he hasn't been developed particularly well as a character. He's not super interesting, and that's showing right here. And then unfortunately, Kate Lockwell, one of my favorite characters, the good old Raiders sympathizer news broadcaster with only 33 votes. I'm sorry, Kate. Group number 7 is a completely one-sided affair. Tassadar, with 116 votes, has more than everybody else combined. Edmund Duke with a respectable 45. That is decent. And then, coming in third place, the joke of a Tal'Darim Lieutenant Janara, who has proceeded to do nothing of use in her entire life except get her mothership shot out of the sky repeatedly. Now, in the fourth place is someone who actually I think had the right idea. He replicated Tassadar. That's all he did. He tried to be Tassadar and convince people he was Tassadar because everyone hates him. It is the Xel'Naga Oros, who gave his powers to Kerrigan. Group number 8 was another one that only had 3 characters and was another one that had 1 heavy hitter and 2 kind of losers in here. There was Kraith, who has 30 votes, moderately. Talus, who is completely forgettable from the Legacy of the Void prologue. And then Zagara, with 105 votes, taking it easily. Group 9 was another one where top 2, pretty simple. Tychus Finlay, 96 votes, very, very popular character. Really showing off with the votes so far that players tend to like the more morally gray characters. It's not the super evil ones that they like. It's not the super good ones all the time that they like. The most votes go to the people that are a little bit in the middle, a little bit ambiguous. Take note, Blizzard. Second place, obviously, Jim Raynor, the hallmark of the series. It would be really, really, really sad if he were knocked out in the first round. I just realized that I called the last guy Kraith in the last slide. Kraith is right here. Zervan was the guy that made it past last time, one of the other Primal Zerg. Kraith, on the other hand, no, is this Brack? This is Brack. I don't know my Primal Zerg, but he sucks. Nobody likes him. And then Isha getting 15 points. Unfortunately, Isha doesn't have a nose or a personality, nor votes. Group number 10 was a very weak group overall. I would say the weakest group of them all. 61 points going to Dagoth, the Cerebrit who definitely has the most personality and jiggliness of all the Cerebrits. Who is this Primal Zerg? This is Kraith. This is Kraith. The previous one was Brack and the one before that was Zervan. Got it. Kraith getting 17 points because he likes running into things, I guess. And then with 31 points getting second place is Admiral Urun from In Utter Darkness. He is the hero Phoenix pilot. And then Graven Hill with 21, who you might remember as the guy that you recruit mercenaries from. That's it. Literally all you had to do to get out of this group was fly a Phoenix. Group 11 was one, well, Talendar. He absolutely smashed it, did a very good job getting 100 votes. I think that a lot of people really enjoyed his storyline. The story of what is the nature of an AI. Are they people? Are they servants? What are they? AI rights, robot rights, those sort of things are becoming very important to the human consciousness right now as it becomes more relevant to us. And I think that Blizzard did a very good job with that storyline and people like him a lot now. Also, he just drops from the sky and destroys objectives on his own, which is badass. With 17 votes, Rigel from the Nova Covert Ops series. Rigel, I have found, is one of the least liked characters. And simply, a lot of people say that he feels very fake. And I completely understand that. His accent sounds fake. His weird one-liners sound fake. He just has this air of weirdness around him that a lot of people are fairly uncomfortable with. 7 votes going to Sliven, whose entire character concept is twerking. And when she twerks, she pops banelings out, which is even worse than normal twerking. Which means that the de facto second place goes to Milo Kaczynski with 43 votes. It really goes to show that being the default portrait has some power to it. Oh no, who is this? This is High Templar Karass with 27 votes. He is killed in Wings of Liberty, The Visions of Zeratul. That's all he does, is he sits there as a body to be killed by Kerrigan so Zeratul can escape. 27 votes. Nice guy. Does much better than the previous leader of the Tal'Darim, Malash, who, first of all, his visor is stupid. Unless he's a Cyclops, then it's pretty sweet. Didn't do anything. All he did was taunt Alarak and then get bopped and thrown into a pit. One of the bigger surprises to me in this entire thing is that Egon Stetman got 98 votes. That is a huge number of votes. Though I would go as far to say that because Gary is not a campaign character, maybe some of the Gary votes were going over there. And then that's it. There's no one else in the group. In Group 13, Valerian Mensk actually pulled out a large number of votes. Very, very interesting, given that he is really a newcomer to the scene and hasn't actually developed a whole lot as a character, but people seem to like the way that he's going, which is very cool. In second place was Rashagal, the hardest to spell of all the StarCraft characters, also the matriarch of the Dark Templar in StarCraft 1, manipulated by Kerrigan and eventually killed by Zeratul. With 39 points, Duran. This one actually surprised me. I think Duran is a fairly liked character in StarCraft 1. However, people do not like what happened to him in StarCraft 2, and he didn't get a lot of votes as a result. And then, of course, the throwaway character, Colonel Orlan, who, what did he do? Mirahan? Yeah, you recruit Mirahan's mercenaries and you kill him. Literally in the scene that he's introduced, the mission that he's introduced, Mirahan is more important. Nailed it, Orlan. Good old 5 votes, bud. Group number 14 was another one that was fairly contested by the top two to see who would get first, and then, in first place came Nova Terra. Nova Covert Ops was not the most popular DLC expansion, but people seem to like Nova herself. The stealthy woman archetype seems to work out fairly well, because Vorazun takes second place with 77 votes. And an archetype that doesn't work out very well is Racist Grandma, because Rohana getting only 13 votes and General Carolina Davis with vote. Ouch. Don't be racist, Grandma. With 3 groups left, it is getting with a couple decent characters here. In first place is the Overmind with 110 votes. Second place is Karax, who, I mean, everyone loves Karax. He is just an adorable, nice, kind of quirky, nerdy guy. I think he's very relatable for a lot of people. In third place came General Gerard Dugal, who only got 45 votes. This actually kind of shocked me until I thought about it, but I think that a lot of people are salty about the way that he treated Stukov. They thought he was a complete dumbass there, and I would agree. And then in third place was Lasara, the Protoss who was kidnapped by Kerrigan on the ice planet, and then warped home with a larva inside of her to burst out that would eventually be turned into Niadra. No one really cares about her, and I think that's fine. In group number 16, I forgot I made the... Stone got bopped. Stone only has 20 votes and he sucks. I only made this like an hour and a half ago. How did I forget about that? Okay. So Stone absolutely getting crushed with only 20 votes. The side characters in Nova Covert Ops, everybody except for Nova herself, just is not particularly liked because they're not well developed. In first place, on the other hand, with 98 votes, an incredible upset, going past so many other characters, like up to main character status, close to people like the Overmind, Donnie frickin' Vermilion. What a boss, what a legend. Good job, Donnie. And then, fighting for second place, both at the end of the voting, both of these characters had 35 votes. There was Clolarian, the leader of the Purifiers before Talendar comes and takes control, and then Noctul, the person from the Mission Rendezvous, who the only thing that people care about is that she talks about her brood, and she sounds really stupid. Both of them were tied for 35 points, and then I said first person to upvote one of the two is the winner. So congratulations, Noctul, with this very scientific method. You will live again for another day. And then the final group. We have Pierce, we have Delta, that nobody cares about. Then there's Broken Tooth, Broken Horn. There's Broken Horn, the Zergling that chills out with Kerrigan throughout all the things. And then somehow, the character that has gotten the most votes so far, frickin' Probius, with 123. Now, the reason that I'm not going like just, person that gets the first or most votes in the first round wins is because it tends to be if you're surrounded by less likable characters, you're more likely to get an upvote. And there was a bit of meme factor here. There was a bit of this group was weak as heck, and Probius just absolutely curb stomped it. Congratulations, buddy. You earned it, I guess. Unfortunately, if you are a Probius fan, you do need to vote because round 2 is up currently and he is struggling in his group. Reinforcements are needed, young Templar. So that is it. That is all of the groups, my thoughts on them, what happened in them, and I want you to vote in the next set. Before we go, I wanted to just get one last look at the Hall of Shame. The characters who got a cumulative 11 votes. Now, I understand Lysara. She's a throwaway character. But Oros was supposed to be part of the climax. Carolina Davis was supposed to be the main antagonist of Nova Covert Ops. And then Amon. Amon was the penultimate villain for 3 campaigns. The most important thing. And he got 3 votes. And I'm pretty sure they're sympathy votes. What a loser. Blizzard, please take notes. We're really getting true community feedback here. The pure evil for the sake of evil is not interesting. People want that gray. They want that complexity to their characters that you're just not getting here. So we're going to sign off with these guys. They're not going to be in the tournament anymore. Neither are a lot of the other people. But the next rounds are absolutely stacked. Almost every character who's garbage is out already. Every single group, I don't know who's going to win them. And it's really exciting to me. Once again, if you want to vote, check out the Discord. You can see the link in the YouTube description below and come give a vote and, just hang out in the Discord. It's a really fun place and it's really cool. And this entire thing is definitely not a ploy to get you to join that Discord. So, yeah, I'm gonna be done now. Bye.